Hello again. Welcome to Beyond the Comfort Zone with James and Gerren. Among other things, also Happy New Year, Happy Holiday Season, all that comes with that, whatever your belief system. It's a time of year that we all celebrate together. And so I'm excited. It's one of my favorite times of year, Gerren. I don't know about you. My body knows when the holidays are here. It just cranks down the energy.
I feel it on my stomach.
Yeah, man. It forces you to shut down and to just rest, man. And I do enjoy that. So again, we're here, 2026. So much to look forward to in the year, as typical with all of the energy and the rejuvenation that comes out of the holiday season. This is the time of year people are, signing up for gym memberships and canceling gym memberships and committing to some spiritual plan and some family plan and a financial plan. And, there's so much that goes into that. But anyways, we want to encourage you as we kind of leap into the new year. Gerren, how are you feeling, man? Coming through. Just give us a word.
I feel positive. I'm not somebody who is like totally into the New Year's resolution thing, but I stayed up late last night working on some things, just carrying over all of the momentum that I've been working through over the past month or so. And today, as I did go into the gym, and the gym was empty. Maybe it's because it's the first day. I don't know, right? But I really did have a really cool spirit, man. I started off the day doing my devotion, and it gave me the word that I needed to start anew. So I'm locking into that, James, and really carrying this momentum into the year.
Yeah. I mean, Gerren, you know that one of the things we've talked a lot about over the last year is how we see the world, how we see our problems, how we see our circumstances, man. And this idea of walking and committing, right? No matter what the noise around you looks like. And that, we've taken a big step in our business this year, going into 1/1. So 1/1, we've leased an office and, trying to create some new spaces to, both entertain clients and, network in the community and be more of an active business leader. It's one of my big things. And so we're taking some bold steps, and all that comes with that, man. But just so grateful for everything that happened in 2025. It was a landmark year in so many ways personally, and that doesn't mean I won. In fact, I probably lost more than I won, but it was a landmark year, man. And so I, as I think about it, the time I was able to get with family, friends, the rebuilding of who I am, man, is probably one of the highlights. But I'm excited for 2026, not because I know what's going to happen. Not because I know what's going to happen, but and we'll get into a little bit of that today as we talk about what we're looking forward to most in the year, because I think it really matters, man. And, while Gerren said we're not, I think we both agree resolutions aren't really our thing. There are some things we believe, and I believe we can commit to. And so we will get into some of that today as we help kick off this new year. All right. So Gerren, we're going to cover 3 areas today. Okay. All right. So the 3 areas where we are looking forward to, we're going to start with the heavy stuff out the way. Let's get business out the way.
Sure.
What are we looking forward to in terms of business? Both Gerren and I are entrepreneurs, as you know. And so there is so much that goes into the entrepreneurial world as it pertains to business, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish. And so we are, we'll lock in on that. Second item is going to be family. And then third is going to be growth. What do we see as our pipeline, our trajectory for growth in 2026? So Sprav, let me start with you, my friend.
Yeah.
Whew, have we talked about business?
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, right.
And I know this is a tough one, so a heavy one.
Yeah.
And with a lot going on right now. So as you think about 2026, Rob, as you think about whatever momentum has carried you from 2025, what are you looking forward to in the new year?
Clarity across the board. I realize, James, that when I don't have the framework around me to really focus in, I'm all over the place. I don't think I have ADHD.
Okay.
but I've noticed some tendencies to be all over the place.
Okay.
All right. It could just be, the plight of an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Right? We got all these thoughts and what have you. And sometimes we just need to take them out of our brain and hand them over to someone else on our team to help us kind of like deliver on those things.
Yeah.
But clarity is going to be the big thing that I'm looking forward to, because once I have that locked in, I can just go. And that's what I realize like I'm missing that energy to just go and not doubt myself.
So help the audience understand what that looks like, because to the person looking at this that say, okay, either I know Gerren or I don't know him, but I've seen his content online. I'm feeling what he's trying to do.
Yep.
Like what energy is getting you to reflect on that as, we won't call it ADHD because we're not diagnosing you,
right.
but we will call it an energy, a restless energy. Is that fair?
Restless for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
What is that? Just give the audience some flavor.
So some people might look at what I'm doing out here, or look at what you're doing out here, and think like we all have it all together all the time, and that's the furthest thing from the truth. We're all a work in progress, right? We're just putting it out there, right? We're talking about it, right? Sharing it so that people feel normal through this whole process. And for me, man, this past year, James, I recognize that I have struggled with following through on my purpose and measuring it against what the world calls successful.
Okay, pause right there.
Right.
Pause right there. Help me understand that dynamic, and why is the measuring stick, as I think you said, is the world view versus your experiential view.
Yeah. So sometimes, not sometimes, when you ask God for something, and we've talked about this in previous episodes where I surrendered my business and all these things to God, there is this shaking that takes place, sifting of sorts. And I have been going through it. And while going through it, I'm interacting with my peers, people that I know over the years, and they're like, hey, Gerren, why don't you do X? Or why don't you position your business to sell? And I'm like, you don't understand the work that God is doing on the backside, behind the veil. So all of these things that you would expect me to do, it's like, no, like that's not the path that God has taken me on. And I have to I have been wrestling with doing the work and then still showing up for my peers and trying to figure out how to answer the questions that they have.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And while in that midst, while I'm going through the sifting and I'm doubting myself and losing confidence in the things that I knew in the past that don't apply right now, there's all this noise. And I realized, and you mentioned it, I realized like I am an experiential learner. So going through this, man, has been, I always have to remind myself, Gerren, you're going through it because this is how you learn best. And this is how you serve your community. You don't speak from theory. Everything that I share, James, is all experiential, man. So I am recognizing like I will have to go through it in order to authentically share it with others. You chuckle. Why do you chuckle, man?
Man, because you're speaking to I think a large part of the population, right? As I look across just media and like advice giving today, like the advice giving universe today, so much of it challenges people to experience, go, live, do, act, feel.
Yeah.
And it puts you out there in this way that is, if you are not clear on how you receive and how you absorb and how you then push back out, Gerren, that's a lot of input. That's like banging, clang, all day, man. And it can be tough. So the experiential learner who's literally going out there and trying to take these probably in some cases very well grounded advice, but they're then just taking that as raw materials and trying to go make something, man. It's bananas. It's scary.
Yeah.
So okay. So you've been going through that, and so you've been now applying that to your company. You're in the season of transition, transformation, renewal, whatever you want to call it. So continue the conversation. We took a tangent, but continue the conversation.
Well,
man.
I mean, so as I mentioned, man, so clarity is the big thing for me, and I'm really excited about what is. So last year, 2025, I spoke with Nina, and we agreed. Like, I told her my word for the year was yes. Right. So if any request came through, I was saying yes. I was saying yes because I wasn't sure. I wasn't looking forward to what. I had no expectations as to what the end result was. Yes, just say yes. This year, it's now faith. And I've chosen that because some of the things that I'm going through right now, I absolutely do not know how they're going to resolve. And getting closer to the end of the year, I said the word was going to be take action. Went into my devotions, doing my time with God, man, and what came out was now faith. And even as the year has just begun, I've just been using that phrase, now faith, like now faith, like now faith. Okay. Now faith is a substance, right? Not faith, but now faith. So Gerren, like in this moment, because that's all you have, in this moment, now faith. You're looking at something that just doesn't seem desirable, now faith, right? So I am engaging myself in that way. So I'm excited to see how my intentions, how God shows up through my intentions.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah.
But I have confidence in him. And I say that with, like, you know, because we talked about that whole thing of like giving God stuff, but then we tend to pick it back up and put it back on.
You never
ourselves.
let it go.
Yeah.
You're like, have it, but you keep a little tension.
Right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I'm being real with myself in that regards, man. And that's another thing that I love, man. The fact that I've gone on the journey of just becoming more and more aware, noticing when I'm talking out of two sides of my mouth, or when I truly believe, and what that looks like. And that has been very beautiful for me, man. I smile with myself at the work that I've done. And even as I'm saying this, I remember a conversation that you and I have had, James, where you talk about like, Gerren, don't you see the growth that you have? God, I swear this lab it punishes, man. It holds us accountable. You can't lie. It's on record.
It is. It's on wax.
But yeah. So those are the things that I'm noticing, man, that has transformed in my life over the past 12 months. I'm thankful for it because I can now say it. Like, I can witness that. I see it. I see myself going through things. And I have a place to put the energy.
Yep.
Versus in the past, I was just all over the place. So.
Yeah. I mean, you said something there that was incredibly powerful, man. And I recognize this too. And this is something we have talked about, which is the antidote to restless energy is patience. I'll repeat that.
Yeah.
The antidote to restless energy is patience. So when we want to do, when we want to take matters into our own hands and do, whether it's, not completely surrendering, or, whether it's always having another thing in your hip pocket that's going to happen, that you're going to deploy in case this or that doesn't go the way you want it to go, right? It's this, I won't say over planning, but this thinking that my energy can outdo any obstacle I face is the lie of lies. And sometimes this is hard. This is so hard to accept, but sometimes the answer is sit. Sit. Wait for the circumstances around you to be ordered in a way that makes the path clear. All right? So it's like, okay, so I gotta sit here. Yeah. You gotta sit here. You gotta sit here and you gotta think about things. You have to marinate in the moment. You got to marinate in the moment. And you have to realize that it is not all my effort.
Yeah.
There's some things that effort at the right time is acceleration. Other times, effort at the wrong time is frustration. It's barriers. It's exhaustion. It's all the things that are counter. But it's just human to want to hold those things and grab the controls and say, I'm going to steer this thing through the most dangerous time. And when you ask for, whether it's God's help or whoever, if you're asking for help, and you aren't willing to take the recipe or the remedy or the instruction on how that help or where that help or wisdom is guiding you, then what are you truly doing? What are you truly doing, man?
It's a tussle, man.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
So what you said there is powerful, man. I think a lot of people in the audience will resonate with that because I mean, I see it in myself. Clearly, I see it in myself, and to the point where, you know, I've had to just say, okay, anytime I feel a little restless energy, I force myself into almost like a straitjacket. Don't make a decision. Don't make a phone call. Don't until let somebody call you.
Yeah.
Like let the door open. Let that moment come to you. Stop trying to feel around, man, in the dark. Like you gonna make it, brother. No.
Let me if I could.
Yeah.
So
man,
I was
go
talking
ahead,
to a
go
buddy
ahead.
of mine. So last night it's like 6 o'clock in the evening, and I'm already ready to shut down 2025. Okay. So a buddy of mine from California, his name is Sabo. He reaches out by text and just checking in, and I'm like, hey, bro, I'm about to get on my knees and just do some like meditation, man. I just want to chill with God for a little bit. And he FaceTimes me. So the lights are off in the house. Okay, it's 6:30, bro. The lights are off. I get up because it's him. I looked, I turn on the lights. I'm like, brother, I told you what I was about to do. He's like, Gerren, I just wanted to see you. I just wanted to like check in. So we get to talking for about 52 minutes. And
52.
Yeah. I was paying attention. But it got to the point, James, where he asked the question. He says, Gerren, so I see the struggle. I see something is a little bit off with you, man. So have you like he says, whenever you want, we can sit down and talk about this. Have you spoken to some of your friends who are close by? And I'm like, brother, I have spoken to all of my closest friends. They know where I'm at in this. And the one thing that came out of me, James, I said to him, I said, it didn't matter how much I told them and how much they knew. They didn't have the answers. I recognized that I needed to spend time alone with God. And it was like, it came out of my mouth. And I'm like, that's why you're so restless. You're going to your coach, your business coach. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to Nina. I'm talking to my wife. I'm talking to all my friends, all my close ones, man. And it's like, man, can you help me? Help me think through this. But that's not where the answer was supposed to come from. So I stayed up late last night, spending some time with God, man, and he revealed some things to me.
Okay.
So I guess that's the reason behind why I have this kind of energy right now.
Okay.
Which is different, and I'm rolling with it.
Sounds good, man. So as it pertains to the business, man. So
Sure.
let's wrap that part up.
Because we still need to hear about yours.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So just kind of guide us to the end. So you're taking this energy
Sure.
into your business, this intention into your business. How do you see this time next year, man? Where do you see, what's the vision?
Yeah. So what I foresee for myself, man, is I am serving people at a high level. 2025 was a lot of teetering, jumping, double dutching, I would call it, back and forth between my other ventures and serving through the means of coaching folks and sharing. And I love to call it sharing more so than coaching. But it's all those nuances, man, those words that I use, the way that I show up. It's not like your typical person who comes in the door like I am the coach, I'm the guru. No, there's presence, there's a sense of grounding to how I'm to serve. And I say it that way. I was about to say how I do my work, but it's really how I'm to serve. That's how I show up in people's lives. Yes, there are frameworks. Yeah, there are distinctions, things that we can work through. But the way that I show up is just like you said it months ago. You're like, Gerren, you're like a really good friend. All right. So I see at the end of this year, in the next 12 months, James, that I am serving fully in that arena, serving people, creating different offers, containers where we can do work together, where people will feel safe. They'll feel grounded. They'll be able to return to their identity. Right. I'm doing the heavy lifting so that I can help make this whole process easier for you, right? But everybody has their own path, right? There is no way for me to show up and say like, hey, this is the path that you were to take. No, it's going to be like, hey, let's unpack some of this weight that you've been carrying and it will be revealed. You'll remember the assignment that God sent you on in the very beginning.
Yep.
Now go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very good, man. So listen, So those of you that are watching that maybe wonder, you may have seen in our videos, some information at the end of our videos that talked about, hey, if you need some help kind of building out your plan for 2026, or you're looking for a coach to kind of help you figure that out. We've directed you to Gerren. And I want to say this because, Gerren and I talk about this a lot. There's a lot of help out there in the industry, right? You turn on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, and there's somebody out there telling you they can make your life better. It can make you a better speaker. It can help you find and build your purpose. And one of the things that I notice, and we've talked about, is those people all seem to have it together, right? These are people who are from a pedestal. They are going to tell you how to get on a pedestal. And one of the things that Gerren and I really believe in is this authenticity. And so as you reflect and listen to the words we're saying, and perhaps you will reach out to Gerren and sign up for coaching, I want you to know you are getting a coach who's going through it and sharing in those experiences with you, not from a pedestal, but from the valley itself. And that's the difference. The type of the way you will be communicated to, and the words that will be used, what will be pulled out of you, will be done at an eye level, not down looking at you, but eye to eye. And that means something, because there's a human element to that authenticity that I think goes a long, long way, man. So Gerren, keep it up, man. Yep. We are thoughts and prayers and all the other good things for the business in 2026.
All right, let's flip the script.
Oh, I knew this was coming.
Yeah,
I delayed it as long as I could. Listen,
talk to us,
man. 2025 for me was truly a year of figuring out who I was. I remember Christmas morning sitting with my kids and my wife and mother-in-laws. They're, doing the morning ritual, the Christmas morning ritual. And I remember sitting in that same seat a year ago, having been through all the transformations I'd been through just a couple months before. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking to myself, oh my goodness, James, where are you going to be in a year? I felt the anxiety. I felt the burden, all the pressure just on me. And at that point, I was flying all over the place. I think it was back and forth to California weekly, handling some clients and doing a bunch of other things, and just asking myself honestly, is this it? Is this it? Is this what I jumped out of the frying pan for? Right? Did I literally jump out of the frying pan into the fire? And is this it? Am I going to be able to take care of my family a year from now? Are we going to be living in my parents' house or my mother-in-law's house a year from now? Are we going to be financially destitute a year from now, right? These are all things that run through your mind as you're going through the realities of what I went through. And so when I sat that place this year and I said, man, is it any better than it was a year ago? No. The answer is no. It wasn't better.
Now, wasn't better?
It is all of the things that I built up to the concerns list, the scroll of concerns that I was worried about. Was it any better? Was it any shorter? No. Were things more secure than they were a year ago? No. In fact, they're less secure.
Wow.
Okay. Do you have a pathway any clearer than a year ago? Clear, James. What do you mean by clear, James? Clear meaning, do you know for certain what tomorrow's going to bring, the day after is going to bring, and the day after that's going to bring? Do you know for certain? No.
Wow.
James, do you feel better at the end of 2025 than you did at the end of 2024? Yes. Yes, I do. And so it is that difficult to comprehend, set of emotions, set of thoughts, set of concepts that I'm leaning into for 2026. What I truly want to see is where I'm going to be on Christmas Day 2026. What will I be saying? What will I be thinking? What will I have learned?
Oh, man.
What will I have experienced? What will the list of my fears be? What will the list of my successes be? That's what I'm looking forward to the most.
Now you say looking forward to, right? You also talked about what would like your accomplishments would be, what would be your successes, what things would you have learned? Yeah. And you're looking forward to.
Because when you're in this life, when you've chosen this life, Gerren, because nothing is guaranteed, literally nothing is guaranteed. You nor I in the work we do know what's going to happen tomorrow.
At all.
We don't know the phone rings. We don't know what's going to happen. A letter comes in the mail. We don't know what's going to happen. That's a true statement, is it not?
Facts.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when you have no control over what's going to happen, I have found solace in what I'm going to learn. So to your point earlier, where you said, "Hey, I'm really now faith." So you flipped that switch, and so that switch is okay. So now faith. Now I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to wait to see how the story plays out. I'm going to let go as much as I can, acknowledging that I still have the tendency to reach back and pull back.
Sure.
But I'm going to let go as much as I can to see what happens. Well, for me, I know that between now and December 25, 2026, a whole lot of stuff is going to happen. Lord willing, I'm still alive to see it.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, health and all those other things.
Yeah.
All those things are true. But when I get there and when I'm hopefully sitting in the same seat, in the same house with the lights on, heat on, whatever it is going on, I know that I will have gone through a series of things that will give me a perspective in life and in business that I would not otherwise have had. Yeah. And the fact that comes true, Gerren, means I made it.
Right. So
I made it.
The whole "I made it" thing, man. I have. Some people are not with us right now, James, because they chose what they thought was the easier route.
Yep.
Which was to call it quits. And I'm not just talking about just from their profession. I'm talking about from life. And I think about some of these people, man, and on those days when things are rough and like I'm on the brink of tears because my ego is being bruised, right? I don't know what to tell my family if they ask, like, how are we going to fix this? I don't know. My ego wants to say, I got a plan. Hold tight, baby. Right? But I don't know. I'm still taking action, but I now accept that we do not know what's going to happen next.
We have no clue.
And that's been life all the time.
The entire time. So if you felt another way, it's because you've had this misconception that you are in some type of control.
100%. Yes.
And whether that's a corporate job that has a paycheck every 2 weeks, whether that's, you run every day, you're vegetarian, you eat right, you do all that stuff, and you are doing it to avoid any kind of major health issue. Yep. Whether you are a saver, you save every penny, you've never wasted a dime, you shop at the thrift store, and your account is your bank account is huge, and you lean on that saying, there's no set of circumstances I can imagine that will put me in a situation where I'm in financial need.
Yeah.
If you have any of those thoughts, and this is an honesty moment, if you have any of those thoughts and you are leaning on any of those things, what Gerren and I are talking about, that unknown of tomorrow, that's a reality that we all face. This notion of security is false, man. It's false. Right. And in the character building game, which we believe we're in, you have to go through some things in order to grow.
Yeah. A friend of mine reached out to me when I told her, I shared with her my core values, which is show up, help out, get better, have fun. Right. That's how I live my life. And she was like, why did you write those down? I said, I didn't like create those. That's the life that I've been living. That's who I've been being. So I just documented what I did. And she said, well, the get better part, She's like, why do you feel as though in 2026 you have to get better? Don't you feel like you've learned enough that you can just now like take action based on those things that you've learned? And I'm like, oh man. I didn't quite know how to answer, James, but the fact is like, this is who I am. I show up, I help out, and I can break those things down. At another time, I get better which is the growth part. And I have fun doing it.
Yep.
That is part of this reality, man. Like, you just have to lean into the fact that growth is waiting for you, whether you choose it or not. It's waiting.
Man, oh man, oh man. So to finish kind of my business thought. So as I mentioned earlier, I've taken some leaps because I'm truly leaning into this. James, don't think of it as success or failure. Think of it as learning. So a lot of thought, a lot of prayer, a lot of consultation with a number of people. The wife and I decided, hey, let's move our companies into a physical space where we can lean in and grow. So our big bet for this year, for those of you in the audience that are wondering, I travel a lot, as you probably know. So I've largely worked out of my home. I've met a lot of my clients out and about, and I've been non-existent in the Orlando business community. Okay, because of being in the corporate world, I've just not really leaned into that. One of the things I've recognized about myself as I've come alive in the last year is I need to get out there. I need to network. I need to be engaged and involved in ways that I have not before. And I need to become a local business person, right? I need to have those relationships and develop those things. And so I felt like, hey, getting out of my home, going into the spaces, following this guy around to lots of networking events in the new year will help us build a little bit of brand recognition and a few other things here locally as well as nationally. This isn't just a local plan, it's a national plan. And so that came with this additional expense of betting that we can get out there and make this difference.
Yeah.
I also recognize that being outside of the house, I'm far more creative. So for me, it's part of, okay, how can I open up some spaces, to collaborate, to be creative, to be more thoughtful. And so that's what we're doing. We're betting on ourselves that in 2026, through taking this additional step, it's not very different than the step I took in 25, which was starting this thing, investing in this thing. That was big for me. That was big for my family. As you see, go watch a video from the beginning of the year because they're posted and watch me now. It's not the same individual. So this was a big transformational step for me. And I think this experience has actually made me comfortable saying, I think I want to go and become more active in the business community in Orlando. I want to talk about what we're doing and represent what we're doing, not to say, look at the success I have, because it's not that. And it wouldn't be impressive to anybody from the outside looking in, but to just become activated and inspired through another set of inputs that I did not have in 2025. So
I want to share this with the audience so that they know, right? Because it's not just about being active in the local community, right? So James that's the business speaking, right? But then there's a personal aspect to this whole thing that James is stepping into, right? We talk about growth, and this is huge because James has built his career 20 years almost all in this community, right? Somewhere in Florida, but quite a bit of it here in Orlando. So the people who are here know him in a certain vertical, right? So here you are now, James, like reintroducing yourself back to the market that you've known. I mean, things have changed a little bit, right? But the faces are still the same. That's another challenge that you're going to be going into.
Yeah.
You want to share anything about that, man?
Yeah. I mean, listen, that's been a fear of mine. You know this. I've spoken to you about this. When you've had one identity so long, it can be a challenge to figure out how to reintroduce yourself to people who already know you. And so,
know a version of you.
Yeah. Know of you. Let me say it that way. Right. Know of you. Right. Yeah. Because yes, we've all evolved. And so and again, part of the reason why I believe this step is important is because when you're home, working from home is great and wonderful, but you can go months without being seen. Yeah. And so by forcing myself to get out, by forcing myself to become a more active part of the community, I know that I'll run into people that say, hey, what are you doing now? And I get a chance to practice talking about what I'm involved in now, and what I've been up to, and what I'm working and building. And this is not about having clients in Orlando. Let me be clear on that. This is not about building a bunch of business in Orlando. It's about me becoming an active part of this community and giving back and doing all the things that a person who owns and runs a business in Orlando or in the Central Florida community or in Florida or in the Southeast, right? It comes with some responsibilities, and I'm ready, and I feel ready to go out and to do my part. And again, it is as much for me and pushing me beyond my comfort zone to see what God can do through me in this new version and season of what I'm becoming. And so I'm excited about that. Again, it's no expectations. And my wife, who said, okay, let's give it a year. Let's see what happens. It's an investment. We're spending money, right, at a time when, money means something, but we're investing in this idea that this is going to be transformative. This is the next step. You made it beyond a year, James, now, and you continue to build, and you've got, a lot of things in the hopper, again, none of which are guaranteed, but that's current state. But you've got to keep your foot on the gas pedal. And so we're taking this seriously in terms of the bets we're making, how we're thinking about it. Again, you've not heard me talk about a product. You've not heard me talk about a revenue target. You've not heard me talk about anything else. That stuff will take care of itself. I am continuing to believe that I'm the product of what this whole experiment is all about. 100%. And so as I look at my growth and how I can be and show up differently, that for me is my business plan in a nutshell for 2026.
Yeah. I love this. And if you guys saw me over here smiling, right? This is a little this feels good, man, to simply be a fly. I'm an active participant, right? But I'm also still, a part of me is still a fly on the wall, witnessing your growth in a 12-month period. And being a part of that. Like that feels good to me. The Raven fan me. And it's an example as to how I am with my clients. Presence, nurturing your superpower, just being there, a supportive, right-hand person, man, to just watch you grow in a short period of time. And you've done, James, in this 12-month period, what many other business owners have struggled to do over a 5-year period. Easy. It's just with that clarity of mind, with the intention and the clarity of mind, go.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
I mean, when you don't have a choice, right? when you realize that, well, you do have a choice.
Okay,
Let me be clear. You do have a choice, right? Because to the point you made earlier, there are a lot of people who would have opted out in their own way because they couldn't deal with what the circumstances or the situation was handing them. And so, but I've never been built that way. I've not been raised that way. I'm surrounded by people that believe in me, even when I can't see it myself. I believe there's value there. And so again, it's a bet that the macro elements of everything I believe and what I've been through and where I am will manifest themselves into something. And I cannot tell you exactly what that something is, but I actually don't care. I just care about the journey. I care about what I learn. I care about being able to sit back a period of time in the future and say, man, can you believe we made it through that? Or whoever's been part of that journey, we made it through, man. And that's exciting. Very, very exciting. Yeah, we could fix, yeah, we could fix, yeah, we could fix, yeah, we could fix, yeah, we could be on top, fix, yeah, we could fix, yeah, we could fix, yeah, we could fix, yeah, we could fix,